Is there an aspect that the nature of relationships that people are having is evolving in its own right, and because of technology, and that in fact we are, and I'm just this is just a hypothesis, that we're trying to get the sort of relationship that we think we should have, because really, historically, relationships, people tend to stay together because they were stable family units for kids. That's that. If you look at the history of it, it makes sense that you've got parents, and because a woman gets pregnant, at that time she can't work, so she needs to be looked after. We can see that. I mean, we know that culturally, right? So, is it not okay to be serially monogamous? And I'm saying, I haven't thought this through, but as technology changes, we as animals change as well. And the one area we probably haven't discussed, I certainly haven't discussed with friends, is the nature of relationships. Business-wise, radically different. You know, and we have codification, we have allies, and we have our community members, and we have, you know, the network and all of this sort of stuff. We have the code. And yet relationships, because we're so vulnerable in some ways to it not working out, because we have feelings and they have feelings, you know, have we remapped it? Is it in need of a remap for a modern age?
Well, I mean, what came up for me is it's all about expectations. And so the first thing is, if somebody really is capable and interested and willing to be in a long-term relationship, and that's the expectation, and the other partner goes like, oh yeah, well, I'll see how it goes, and as long as it's fun, and then I'll move on, then, you know, you don't have the same agreement or expectation for the relationship.
That's the word. It's agreement, isn't it? Yeah, and it is the expectations. Do you need to do that at the front end? So, is that a pre-qualification?
You don't need to do that, but if you have the capability to say, I think we make good friends and lovers, but you know,
I've only just met you, Mark. It's okay. It's all right. Just a little joke. Just throwing a little joke.
Yeah. I'll keep looking because I think you're not my long-term life partner. And then the other person says, yeah, that's perfectly fine. But how many people do that, right? And when you set this expectation and say, wow, you're my soulmate, and I think I'm going to spend the rest of my life with you, and let's, you know, move in that direction. And then, you know, problems come up in the relationship, and one or both people then say, oh, you know, these problems, if we would be soulmates and if we would be a perfect match, then these problems wouldn't start in the first place. So I keep looking.
Is there such a thing as a soulmate?